What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Wednesday.
Yep.
That's the new day.
Yep, it is Wednesday.
When you combine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you get Wednesday. And this podcast is presented by Macy's. Macy's 7 Days of Better Skin event will include 7 days of daily deals, with each day centered around a different step of your skincare routine. So maybe this year of 2025, you're thinking about starting a new skincare routine. You want to get that regimen going. I'm kind of in that camp. I'm trying to get my skin looking right. And Macy's is here to help you out. Macy's going to cover it all with deals on cleansers, toners, serums, spot treatments, moisturizers, sunscreen, and masks from now until January 12th. Go to Macy's to get all of your favorite skincare needs, and you can shop now at Macy's.com. They have the skincare deals and events going on now until January 12th, so don't miss out on that.
Make sure you're wearing your sunscreen, guys, even in the winter. It's very important every day. Don't forget it in your step. And if you don't use it, you can go on to Macy's, find a good deal on some sunscreen, a beautiful facial sunscreen. Sometimes it takes a little trial and error to find a sunscreen that works for you, because it is something you're putting on your face every day.
For sure.
But you should have a good one, and you can find one at Macy's.com.
I love that memo, Fran. I love that memo. How are we
Take care
feeling?
of your skin this year, folks.
Yes, the year of taking care of your skin, 2025. And my motto is 2025 can really start any day you want it to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always that pressure of the new year. Like, what are you going to do in the new year? What are your New Year's resolutions? And having goals for yourself is great and something you should do. But don't put that much pressure. Like, say you're a little behind on your goals. It's January 7th. 2025 has started. You maybe think to yourself, shit, I didn't do that thing I wanted to do January 1st. It's okay.
Yeah.
Start it whenever you want.
And it's the way the new year fell this year. It was like right into a weekend. You don't start anything on the weekends.
No, that's ridiculous.
No.
That would be utterly ridiculous.
You never start anything on the weekend. So it's something you think about this week. It's
sure.
like when Joe and I were discussing, because last year we did dry January as well. And we were talking about doing it this year as well. And we were like, oh, well, January 1st is and then it's like the weekend. We're still gonna be in Florida. We're like, dry January starts January 6th. Yeah. Like that's reasonable.
And that's how you
take
ended
one
up
more
with
weekend.
damp January.
Then I'll end up in damp January. Yeah. So that's where you can't really say it was fully dry January, but you're making an attempt.
Right.
And
you can start whenever.
Exactly.
Did you have anything that you want besides that? Was there anything in the new year?
I am really I feel like I really say this every year to myself, and I never follow through because it's a tough one. But I need to be off my phone less.
I mean, that's a great one for everybody.
Yeah, like I've found myself to be. I'm in like a. It's not even a codependent relationship because my phone doesn't need me, but I need it.
Yeah.
You know, where there's just like the smaller moments where I'm like, I now feel, and I don't know if anybody else is like this, like I struggle with being comfortable in silence and like not having some sort of stimulation, whether it's on my, when I am getting ready in the morning, like I'll have something playing on my phone or whatever. Like when I'm going to bed, like I have something, like I just constantly, like I'm either listening or watching something. And I need in 2025, it's a big goal of mine to be like more comfortable just living in, not silence per se, but just like not like having my hand twitch if I'm like doing my makeup and my skincare, whatever, and I don't have like music or something, like I just being like okay without some outside stimulant.
Yeah, I'm so with you. I love that goal. I think a lot of people can relate to that. I also can relate to that. It's true. Like we're always stimulated by something at this point. Whether even if you're watching TV and you're off your phone, you're still watching TV.
I know.
It's like more just like being able to sit in a room and like stare out into space.
Even sitting on my couch and having the TV on, like I still have to be on my phone. Like I still can't even really like sit and have my phone down and watch TV and not be like distracted.
Gotcha.
Like it's
an addiction.
No, really. It really is an addiction. First step is recognize you have a problem. And that is where I am at, because even like last night I was washing my face and getting ready for bed and doing these things. And literally I was like, oh, like, let me play something like on YouTube for 5 minutes while I finish the rest. Like I can't just do it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't really know that about you.
No,
like I figure we all have the same kind of phone addiction, but I didn't know in the way that you, like, even if you're like washing your face or like doing something
I'm always
like that.
playing something.
Huh.
Whether I'm having TikTok videos play.
Oh.
I do that too. Like if I'm going to the bathroom just to pee, I like have my TikTok open.
Yeah,
I think that's like everybody, like, that's
But
not
I think
uncommon.
if TikTok were to disappear, it would fix a lot of problems because like I'm not going to be scrolling Instagram while I'm peeing.
Yeah,
with
well,
TikTok,
TikTok
there's
plays
always
without
something,
me
and
having
then you'd go to Reels.
Yeah. Look,
I
find a
probably
new
would.
fix.
there's the vast majority of this country. I believe like the last poll or something that I saw was that only like 30-something% support a TikTok ban. I could be making up that statistic, but
I believe you.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's like all rapidly approaching.
Yeah.
Too. So we'll see what happens there. I believe the Supreme Court there's a hearing on Friday, and then in the past 24 hours, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, has said that he is putting together a bid to buy TikTok. So that is something that would have to happen rapidly because the deadline is January 19th. So he did go on, I think he was on Fox News, and he said like we're going to need Trump's help on this one to really like push this through. So we'll see if it happens or not. That'll be very. But the clock is quite literally ticking. So
that's coming
there's
soon.
only that's January 19th.
Yeah. I'm with you
So
with the phone thing though. I got a Hatch alarm clock because I think that the iPhone alarm clock is so brutal. This sounds like an ad right now. It's not. The iPhone alarm clock, like it really is jarring. So I got Matt got me the Hatch alarm clock, and he was like, why don't you try, he wakes up easier than I do.
Yeah.
I admire him for that. Like he can wake up at any time and get going, and I just like struggle to get out of bed sometimes. And I think a lot of it has to do with the phone. Like, it's like, okay, my alarm goes off on my phone, then all of a sudden I'm on my phone immediately when I wake up. So I've been trying the Hatch, and what a lovely unexpected noise that I woke up to when I first tried it.
It is beautiful. I have one.
Yeah.
I have one. My problem is that my husband has to have like a sledgehammer go off to wake him up. So it's like not like the Hatch alarm, he has to wake up earlier than I do.
Yeah.
So the Hatch alarm was beautiful, but it would wake me up at an earlier hour and not wake him up. And so then I would just have to wake him up, and turn off the alarm.
Yeah, because it's really like a nice sound. Like
it's lovely.
I have it on a meditative flute.
Yeah, it's
It's
lovely.
like, ooh, like like the first time
the light gets brighter. It wakes you up. Yeah,
the first time we both woke up, it was like, oh my, are we still in a dream? Like that meditative flute sound was so interesting.
It's
but
so nice.
I am enjoying it because I'm trying to not have my phone in our room when I go to bed, because really there's a lot going on. And I just said this to you before we started the podcast because you were like, do you want to talk about Surviving Barstool? Do you want to save it for Friday? Whatever. And like I get like, I know it's our show, but I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to keep talking because I know people are like, oh, Rhea talks about herself a lot. But then I'm like, Survivor's going on. My bridal shower's on Saturday. Then I'm talking about myself a lot. But I'm like, this is what's happening in my life. So like, it's
the show's quite literally for you to talk about yourself. So I don't
know,
really
but it's like a pull in my head when
Yeah.
I see people say like, oh, like I talk about myself too much. But it is a show where we talk about ourselves, and if we have something to say about ourselves, we say it. So I'm trying to be better at that and just talk about something if I want to talk about it.
Exactly.
Not that I've really struggled in the past. I do talk about everything anyway.
It's also just very interesting stuff that you have going on right now. Like, I don't really need to talk about how I put glasses on this morning because I thought my left eye was getting a little red and I got nervous about a sty coming back.
But I am interested in that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I still said it anyway because selfishly I still wanted to say it.
And I want to know.
And guess what? Your stuff is way more interesting.
No, it's not. I want to know about your sty too. You know what I'm saying?
It's fine. I woke up with my, I have my left eye is my problem eye because of what happened last year.
Yeah.
With the Charizard that I had. And
what was the name again?
A Chalassian.
No, but what did we name her?
What
We keep forgetting.
Yeah. What did we call it?
Pam?
No. I forget.
Well, I think the glasses are a cute look.
Thank you. But I just like, I was, anytime it gets a little red, I get nervous because people say that it can be like reoccurring. And if you just have the, like, it's a genetic thing too. So I was like, oh, I'm not putting eye makeup on today. And
well, you look gorgeous.
I panicked. So thanks. But.
And I think the glasses look cute.
That's really all I have going on. And while it is stressful, I certainly I'm certainly not like, do I wish I was in your place right now? No.
If I'm letting out my true feelings, like, this is how I fucking feel right now. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, because I go back and forth in my head, and I just was saying to you this before we record, but I'm trying to be honest with all my feelings, is that, like, I think it's interesting, and I know some people want to hear about it, but I also know there's probably plenty of people who don't want to hear me talk about myself and the things that are happening. And so I have this battle in my brain of whether to talk about things or not to talk about things. But you know what? It's our show, and if you don't want to hear it, then fucking fast forward, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's kind of the
we
point.
We have to decide.
Yeah, I think I just have to come to that conclusion
Yes.
that, like, if you don't want to hear it, you can fast forward, because there are people that are asking. But yes, I will sit up again. But that's just how I felt in the moment about Surviving Barstool airing right now. The Pink Wedding episodes aired. By the time this comes out, both Pink Wedding episodes will have aired. And I just want to be completely honest with how I've been feeling and how I felt during that. Really not like great. Like, the anxiety was truly taking over my body. Like, I think you can see it in the episodes. I've had girls say to me, like, I could see you, like, playing with your ear. Like, my ears were turning, like, really hot, and I thought I was gonna faint, and I needed them to bring me, like, cookies and soda and, like, body armor, because I, like, genuinely, the anxiety was taking over my body, from, like, I guess just not sleeping and not eating, and, like, just being so caught up in this game, and we're fighting with our coworkers, and there's, like, the emotions are so heightened, and, like, all these things were happening, and, like, the anxiety really was taking over my body at this point, and I think you could start to see that happening. And now watching it back, all those feelings I was having during that time have now re-entered my body again. So
you're just going through it twice.
And it's interesting. And everyone has a lot of opinions, and I think some of the opinions towards me don't really match the crime. Like, I don't know how many times we've had to remind people that, like, we all signed up to play a game.
Yep.
And that's, just the name of the game. Like, we all signed up to play this game.
100%. And I do think people are more harsh with you than others.
Yeah. And it's like a whole, like, no, like, that's not how I am in real life. Like, I'm playing a game, like that whole thing. But
yeah, I don't know how many times can say it too. It's just like I don't know if people, and I don't even watch Survivor, the real Survivor. Like, I don't watch Survivor. Like, but I know that those people are ruthless because I watch them in other shows. I watch them on The Challenge. I watch them on The Traitors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're fucking ruthless because that's the kind of game you have to play. It is such a different social experiment, this game, and people feel differently about it. The public feels differently about it because, and so, I mean, so do you guys playing, is because you are all coworkers and friends.
Yeah.
So when you go into a game where you have to be ruthless, and a lot of times it's strangers. So, like, you can respect the game more because they're like, oh, they're being ruthless, but they don't know the other people. Mm-hmm. You still have to play that game, and it's people that you actually know. Right. And that's what people I find that's where people can't get past those, like, existing relationships and all those things. It's like, oh, but so-and-so and so-and-so, they're best friends. How could they do that? It's like, well, yes, but you can't, like, if people didn't make those moves, there's no show.
Right, exactly. And I know people were worried about me and Kelly, but, like, me and Kelly are more than okay.
Totally okay.
Like, that's the funny part to me is, like, Kelly and I knew this was coming.
Kelly spilling red wine on your
this past weekend
on your carpet last weekend is honestly more damning than what you did on Surviving Barstool.
I mean, the thing is, Kelly
that's
and I,
red wine on a white cat on a white rug.
Kelly and I knew this was coming, like, since we filmed it, obviously, and we've been laughing about about it being like, people are gonna watch this and be like, oh my God, Kelly and Rhea are fighting.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like, Kelly and I talk all the time. We hang out all the time. We literally were just hanging out this weekend. We're texting about the episodes, like laughing about us, like yelling at each other and whatever. But it's hard to like, you can't respond to every single comment or message that you get where they're questioning what's happening. And then you have to be like, well, no, actually, we're really good friends and we're super fine. And we laughed about this. And it's like, well, you're also still watching a show and it's a reality show. And like, it wouldn't be the same if these kinds of things didn't happen. But I just wanted everyone to know that me and Kelly are completely okay, like more than okay. And we've been laughing about it since it happened. Yeah. But yeah, it's, I think a lot of people, I mean, the cast that was on the show, the pink wedding, when it happened, like we were like, this is the craziest thing to ever happen to us. Like, being in it versus like watching it back, like, yes, I did say like those feelings are coming back, like I'm getting anxious again watching things, like just it's also just disorienting watching yourself in settings where you know that you don't feel good and you're watching yourself, and I'm like, the way that I'm talking and like I can't get my words out, or like the way that I'm saying things, I'm like, you know what I mean? You like,
you get just it's frustrating.
You get like the ick from yourself kind of. You're like, like I can't keep watching myself. But what was I saying? Just like when this happened, it was like nothing else in the world existed. Yeah. It was like the pink wedding.
Is this when we were supposed to record?
Stood still.
And you texted us like, we're not recording.
Yeah, I was like, we can't, like, and that's another thing now. I think if people listening remember during the week that you were on your honeymoon and I was filming Survivor and I was trying to do Chicks in the Office at the same time. And it was like, I'm trying to do Chicks in the Office. All of this is happening. There's a lot going on. And then the pink wedding happens. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, it was like just trying to figure that all out. Like, my head was spinning. Like, we're doing this. We're stuck in this room for how many fucking hours this was. Like, we were stuck in this one area for like 6 hours. I don't even know how long it was. Like, this went on for so long. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, well, I also have other work to do. Like, I have Chicks in the Office. Like, there's other things going on besides surviving Barstool. But my brain is so into this. It's the only thing I could think about. Like,
it actually felt like, from my perspective, like walking into a war zone. Because we were just like on the outside waiting for you to text us like, hey, we're going to record now. And then when you walk in and like when Movie and Kelly came on, we were just like, you guys look like you've been going through it.
Yeah, I remember because we had Movie and Kelly on for one of the episodes while we were there in Chicago. And it was like getting in that room, the three of us. And then the three of us are scared to be in that room together away from everybody else because when you go and record, you're like, okay, people could be having conversations without you. Like, it's just like it really fucks with your head. And you know, obviously there's a big prize at the end of it. So people are being cutthroat and emotions are high and there's just so much going on. And I just remember after the pink wedding being like, like, I was like, this is going to be the biggest show of all time. like if being in the moment, I was like, this is going to be bigger than Love Island. Like, it just felt so insane. And then you come back down to earth, you know? And you're like, okay, we're just a bunch of coworkers like fighting with each other. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, it's fun to talk about after, you know, the episodes come out. You can talk about
we can talk about the whole scenario.
The things that
Friday.
have, I mean, because
I haven't watched. Like, you know, you lived it, girl.
Right.
But we're recording on Tuesday. I haven't seen Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday night's episode. Yeah, so, I know what happens.
I selfishly don't want to know.
No, same. I'm watching just like
text, and I'm like, I don't really want to look at what.
But by the time this comes out, like everybody else have already seen it.
No.
I'm just saying, like, from episode to episode.
Just,
I'm
he's
like, I don't
just
really
saying
know.
In general, he's like enjoying watching it because we don't really know everything that happens.
Yeah, and Fran texted me about Rico giving his immunity to Dave, and she was like, he gave his immunity. I was like, wait, I didn't tell you that. Like, there are so many things that I just didn't or just
and
forgot.
There's also like you may have told me, but at this point, like, I forget too. Like, I
Man, the pink wedding, like there's just not enough words to describe like what those how many ever hours felt like. Like and Dave truly just like that was like his
that was just masterclass.
He was like and also I got like a question, like a girl was like people like Dave and I have been aligned since day one. If you're watching the show, we've been aligned since day one. So I wasn't just going to switch up in the pink wedding and start aligning with somebody else.
Yeah.
When me and Dave have trusted each other from day one and have done all these things, and Big Cat too, and Mubi. So it's like,
and not voted for each other or anything.
Yeah. So it's like, well, I'm not just going to go switch to another alliance, because it was like the voting Kirk out, and Kelly didn't want to go for Kirk, but we were like, we don't trust Kirk because he was working with Will and Biz, and it was like a whole thing. And so I wasn't just gonna jump to Kirk's side when I haven't worked with Kirk at all. Like that didn't make sense in my brain. Why would I just listen to what, and I guess same for Kelly. She was working with Kirk, so why, like
right, it's the same kind of, I mean, it's tough because like as a viewer, you see the other conversations. You guys were living in it. You don't know every conversation Kelly's having. Kelly doesn't know all the conversations you're having. So like, you were playing your own game. Kelly was playing her own game. You two are friends. So yes, you were trying to help each other out. But you were also on different teams. But we both didn't
want to listen to...
Yeah, like you're both on different teams strategically moving to this point. And when it got to the point where it was like, hey, like we may need you to kind of cross over here, it's like, oh, well, I've been working on this... I've been working on this alliance, so like I don't want to, it's just.
And I think for me in this moment with the pink wedding, it was like our tribe had to go through all these eliminations, so I knew that I could trust Dave, Big Cat, and Mubi because we had gone through all these eliminations together and made all these moves together. With like Kelly and Kirk, they had only gone through one elimination, and then all the rest of them they won. Right. So in my head, I was like, how do you know that we could trust Kirk? Like there hasn't been that many eliminations for you to go through to know that you could really trust what he's saying. Right. So that's why I was like, I'm sticking with my alliance here. Like I know I can trust them. We've been doing all these moves together. So yeah, it's it's crazy. I just think back to those moments of like how we felt when it ended, being like, holy fuck, that was torturous. Like it's funny to laugh.
Torture chamber.
It truly, but it's funny to kind of laugh at.
Yeah,
now.
You have to be able to now.
You have to be able to laugh at it now, and also just like laugh at the ridiculousness of it all, because holy shit, like, oof, gosh, yeah. And, and there'll be another episode. Tonight when this episode comes out, there'll be an episode on Wednesday, and then we'll talk about.
And then next week is what, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it's over. And so we'll talk about whatever happens on Friday.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's get into.
Let's do some topics.
Let's get into it. Kate Beckinsale and Matt Rife, a little reconnection here. Who would have thought?
Not me.
Who would have thunk it? Not us. Demi Moore looks like she snubbed Kylie Jenner, but I don't think so.
Blown out of proportion.
Yeah, blown out per usual. Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster.
Big debut.
Hands. Making things official. Not Sutton Strack. And
but I'm sure Sutton Strack wishes it was her.
You know what? I really bet she does. Just a little date with Hugh Jackman. And Jennifer Aydin's weird Jersey Mike rant, really actually outlandish, out of line.
I forgot to talk about this on Monday. And honestly, because like Monday, we just had so much to cover. Mm-hmm. And it just needs to be mentioned because my God, did it just take over my brain when I saw these videos.
It's absurd.
Over the holiday.
Absurd. Yeah. And we also have the return of Pop Corner. We're going to be listening to your voicemails. So let's get into it, starting off with the topics. Super exciting news. YPB Abercrombie's Active line just dropped a ton of new things for the new year. I got a ton of new sets. I absolutely love them. Black, maroon, navy, tank top, sports bras, leggings, all different kinds of sets from YPB Abercrombie's Active line. New Active made for routines, not resolutions in the new year, so you can bring your personal best all year long. Their newest fabric, Studio Flex, is buttery soft, and I can attest to that. It is the softest fabric ever and perfect for your studio girl lifestyle. Also happening right now is Abercrombie's winter sale. It's the new year, and there's a sale, so you might as well refresh your wardrobe going into the new year. Abercrombie drops new stuffs every single week, so make sure to download the app or visit abercrombie.com and do not miss out on these new drops. So we're going to talk about Kate Beckinsale and Matt Rife maybe rekindling canoodling at the Golden Globe after party, but I do want to mention, it seems like Nikki Glaser is going to be invited back to host it again next year.
She should.
I agree. Like, she should just be permanent host of the Golden Globes. Like, this should just be her job going forward. Not the only thing she does, but I mean, like, the spot should be given to her. It was reported how much she made on the first one, which was incredible. Props to Nikki. And also,
how much?
Like over $400,000.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And that it should be like substantially more the next time around.
Right. Like, she's going to get paid millions to host the Golden Globes, which is incredible. And she did such a fantastic job. I've seen nothing but praise and high regards for Nikki, and I think she deserves that because I totally forgot about Joe Coy's fuck up last year. Like, in the middle of all of this, I was like, who hosted last year? And then I was like, oh my God,
it was so bad we blocked it out.
Oh, the boobies thing? Like, we forgot about boobies.
Yeah.
We forgot about that.
No, it's just an astronomic difference.
No, it's great. It's not even close. So props to Nikki. Just want to give her the congratulations there because that is awesome.
She had some other really funny jokes too. Did you hear her tell them on Stern?
On Howard Stern, yeah.
Oh,
She had
some of those are so good.
Some of them are really good. It's like fair, and I respect why they may have not made the full show, but funny nonetheless.
Very funny. Probably the smarter move to play it a little more safe. Next year, she can maybe get into it a little bit more, but that has to be like
the Nicole Kidman robot joke was very funny.
So funny.
The Hitman one.
Yes.
The robot one was so funny. But I feel like when somebody hosts an award show, like, you're usually going to end up getting shit on. Like, lately, in recent years, it's been like, without a doubt, there's
going to be. And I'm sure some people have, it's never like 100% positive, but it feels like everyone with the brain knew it was good.
Right. And I feel
Does
like,
that make sense?
Yeah, but it's like, it's never going to be 100% positive no matter what. But it's way more positive than it is negative, rather than where it's always usually way more negative than it is positive with hosts lately. So props to Nikki, because that is a hard job, a hard room of people, probably the hardest room of people, and she nailed it. But besides that, there was an after party, and Matt Rife and Kate Beckinsale. Now, if you don't know, Matt Rife, comedian, he was on this show, then he got canceled, right? What did he do again?
Like, pretty soon after.
What was he doing?
He like, his special came out, and he like changed everything about his like routine, right?
No, but it was his special had jokes in it that like,
or were like basically him being like, I don't want women to listen to me, like that whole thing.
Yes. And then he posted the helmets on his story, and it was a whole thing. Yes. Okay. So that happened. Now, Kate Beckinsale and Matt Rife did date years ago, and he's been asked about it before, and it kind of seemed like he really wanted nothing to do with it ever again, and he moved past it. And but now it looks like they were canoodling at the Golden Globes after party.
Yes. He had previously publicly told Pete Davidson, who was also Kate Beckinsale's ex, to run. That was the comment that he made. But allegedly, a source told Page Six that they spotted Kate Beckinsale and Matt Rife smooching at Spago during Netflix's bash following the Golden Globes. They were kissing and being affectionate with one another, says a spy who described it all in more romantic terms than a makeout session. Her arms were around his neck, and his arms and hands were around her waist. They were very close, and then I saw them kiss a couple times. Another source tells us of the interaction, which they also said wasn't making out. They are friendly exes and were having some funny conversations. So, one person saying they were kissing, another person saying they were friendly exes having some funny conversations. But yes, they dated for about a year in 2017 when she was 43 and he was 21.
Yeah,
which, not great.
No, it's not. And I remember finding that out like in the past year, because when Matt Rife started to pop off, like on TikTok or whatever, and it was like, wait, this kid dated, and I'm calling him kid, he's older than me, but
Yeah.
like this guy dated Kate Beckinsale then, and it was like, huh? Like I was trying to wrap my head around it. But now I don't know if it's only one person saying they were kissing, like maybe it's somebody just trying to drum up some rumors, or maybe Matt Rife, who we haven't heard much about recently, maybe somebody in his camp's like, we'll get the people talking if we start saying you were kissing ex Kate Beckinsale again. Mm-hmm. Or maybe Matt Rife himself is like, if I start kissing Kate Beckinsale again, maybe I'm back in the news.
Yeah, you don't know what kind of spin there is there for sure. But the last time he previously like spoke about her publicly, it was not like super positive, I would say. That's when he was said to his advice to Pete Davidson was to be careful. Mm-hmm. And he also said he was asked if he would ever get back with Kate Beckinsale, to which she firmly replied, not a chance. It was complicated, he said. A lot of ups and downs, but she's moved on and I'm happy. And then Rife, he had later apologized for those comments, telling Pete Davidson to run, saying he regretted publicly dissing Beckinsale and added that he was being a petty a-hole. So maybe they have just moved on and laughed through that experience, and they are just friendly exes laughing it up, hugging each other.
Yeah, maybe Kate's like, remember when you told Pete to run away from me?
They were having like a little cheeky flirt.
Yeah.
Very British of her.
That would be.
A little cheeky flirt.
And I feel like Kate Beckinsale, she just does her thing. Like if she wants to flirt with her ex, Matt Rife, she's probably going to do that.
I just like saw the headline again and was like, whoa, blast from the past. Did not.
I wasn't expecting that because
I forgot about those two too.
I also forgot about the whole Pete Davidson thing where I was like, didn't he say something, not have great things to say about Kate Beckinsale?
I know. One of my friends the other day was like, I really can't believe and completely kind of forgot that Pete Davidson like straight up proposed to Ariana Grande and that they were like engaged to be married for a time.
Her saying no was the greatest thing to ever happen to Pete Davidson. Or that
well, they broke up.
And
she said yes.
She said yes.
Didn't they get engaged? Like, didn't she say yes?
Yes. They were engaged.
And then didn't she like throw the ring at him at SNL or something?
I don't remember what
it was like. That was like the rumor behind the scenes.
Yeah.
She got so pissed at him, she threw a ring.
I don't know what happened, but
then she got engaged and married Dalton. And then Pete Davidson dated Kate Beckinsale and dated Kaya Gerber and dated Kim Kardashian and dated
Madeline
Klein. Who else did he date? I feel like we're missing one.
You're definitely missing people.
Those are all the big ones, I'm pretty sure.
Was Emily Ratajkowski in there?
I feel like that was like
that was like that. Yeah, that seemed like a hookup.
Yeah, they were like at each other's apartments.
Yeah,
and it was like, no shit. Emily Ratajkowski's at Pete Davidson's.
Yeah,
Margot Qualley. That was after Kate Beckinsale.
Margot Qualley. Yeah.
Kaya Gerber, Phoebe Dynevor.
Phoebe Dynevor, yeah.
Then Kim.
And both Margaret Qualley and Phoebe Dynevor ended up going and getting married after.
Yeah, then it was Kim, then it was Emily, then it was Chase Suey Wonders.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought the Chase Suey Wonders one was going to be the one to really last long.
Right.
And then I went to Madeline and I thought this one's it.
Yeah. Well, then
that's all we know.
Then he drove that car into that house.
He did. Mm-hmm. And then he had that phone call with PETA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was in the news a lot more.
Yeah, I mean that's what he said.
He doesn't want to be, but we do miss that. Like
reeling it back in.
Right. Selfishly, I do miss the times where we were talking about Pete Davidson.
He was like, I gotta. Him being like, I gotta say no to more things is also probably him like saying no to dates. As well.
Yeah, but we need a new Bachelor. Like we need a new guy that's like dating around that we could talk about because that was fun. Like when Pete Davidson was just dating all these women,
who was it before
fun.
Him? Like who was like the?
I don't know.
Cameron.
He went on quite a run.
Yeah, I mean it's really
no. Tyler Cameron like only dated Gigi Hadid, and then it was like Instagram people.
Yeah, it was
John
really
Mayer.
Back in the day.
Yeah, it was an unmatched run in recent memory. I feel like
it is weird because you would think that like if you keep dating this many people that women would like be weary of you, being like. Something's wrong with him if
right,
he's
you have
going
so many
through,
exes.
but it's the opposite. Like I feel like people are more attracted. It's like that thing that people say. It's like if you're with That's why once he was with Ariana.
Well, everyone wants a taste now. They're like, well,
Yeah,
what's
they're
he
like,
got going on?
exactly.
Why every girl's with him? But also on the other side of that, like if you're looking for a real partner to like last long, you know what I mean? Like you're looking for a partnership. You're probably, if you're starting to date Pete Davidson, in your head you have to go in with low expectations. Like this isn't going to last very long. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't even, a lot of those younger guys, like they all have been in fairly long-term-ish relationships. Like I think about like, you know, I mean, I don't really know the status of some of them now. Like, are Austin Butler and Kaya Gerber still together?
No, so I apparently they haven't been seen together since October. I actually just saw this. Kaya Gerber was on vacation somewhere. I think Glenn Powell was maybe there too.
Yeah.
And they were like,
I saw that on Dumas.
But there weren't pictures of them together.
They weren't together,
They were just saying that they were basically in the same place. And then I saw people trying to make up rumors that Gracie Abrams started dating Austin Butler, and then she left Paul Mescal for Austin Butler. This was like a random TikTok I saw, like total rumor.
No, but that's what I'm saying, right? Like even Paul Mescal.
But
like,
isn't that crazy
Gracie
that
Abrams,
I saw that rumor?
Phoebe Bridgers, Gracie Abrams.
Like I see that one rumor, that one TikTok. I'm like, But it was like nothing.
Yeah,
like, there's no other background noise.
That's not made up.
It's just made up. It's just like someone was just like, I'm just gonna fuck with somebody here and say that Gracie Abrams and Austin Butler are dating, and she left Paul Mescal.
Yep, that's because it's made up. Who else was I thinking? Jacob Elordi. Like, I don't know what his status is.
No, Olivia Jade.
I know, but are they still together? You never see them.
I feel like we do. I feel like we do see them in like paparazzi pictures.
Really? I feel like it's been a while.
I feel like I haven't seen him at all, just like in anything.
Really?
No,
like I saw that he had a beard, and people were like, "He looks terrible with the beard."
Yeah,
and
but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know when was the last time those two were seen together.
Do you think that Jacob Elordi was upset that he lost out on the role to Austin Butler for American Psycho?
Yes,
I'm sure he wasn't.
Yes,
happy.
how could you not be?
2 days ago. Oh,
who's more famous,
article
Austin
was
Butler
slated.
or Jacob Elordi?
Austin Butler.
Yeah, that's not even. That
Oh,
close.
this last People article is from September.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. The months are flying by, really.
Yeah.
Like in my head, September was last week.
Right.
But then Life and Style. Jacob
you
Elordi and Olivia Jade's romance facing a test this year. Exclusive.
Yeah, like a Life and Style exclusive.
I wonder where they got this drop from.
A Life and Style. Probably that same girl on TikTok also.
Right, the one with the Austin Butler and Gracie Abrams.
Yeah. Yep.
Noah, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say you haven't said your classic like summer's right around the corner.
It is.
You always say that like in January.
Well, because I'm not trying to jump to summer because my wedding's before then, so I'm like more like spring's right around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to jump to summer just yet.
I mean, you just asked us for our full year calendar. Like we're already.
No, I know.
That's how
did.
you know.
Yeah, you
can't
guys are like,
even-
that's so far
can't
away.
Wrap my
Well.
brain around it. So
our years book up fast because we do have to give our full year calendars in January,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you start putting everything in, and then
know.
you're in November,
which
of
does
next
like
year.
hopefully force you to plan because it's just like it. You really don't have any room for any spontaneity, which is fine because most people, don't when they're working.
That is life.
That is life.
That's
100%.
life.
But
people
yeah,
say.
You know what another thing with 2025 is I do want to, and it's not like necessarily I don't know, I guess it is kind of like a goal too, but I really, and then after like my honeymoon and traveling, I was like, I've told you this, I've got like the travel bug. Like there's so many places I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why I just brought that up, but it's great.
You went from saying that like spontaneity is not something people can do to you being like, I want to travel.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
No, it was me. No, I was saying it more because I was like, shit, I have to decide like now if I want to go on a trip like in 9 months,
Right.
Like that's because those are the decisions that have to be made.
That is true.
Yes.
And a lot of our vacations line up together.
Yeah.
Like it's like, well, if you're going to go somewhere, then I'm going to go somewhere.
Yep.
The only times they haven't lined up is the
honeymoons because we can't.
Physically can't. If we both kind of.
As much as I would like to also go on a second honeymoon.
Right. It's like one of us has to be here for that.
Yes. And that was what we agreed, when all this was happening around the same time, it was like perfect.
Yeah, you do that.
You
I
do
do
that.
that. I got to scratch your back. You scratch mine.
Exactly.
The whole shebang, shaboom. But yeah, I've never sat like this before in the podcast. The way that I'm sitting right now.
No.
It felt natural. I felt like
in the moment.
Yeah, I felt like, why don't you just prop your head up like this and just start talking
There's
like that?
I keep drinking this water because I'm so thirsty.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know how, like this water bottle's been here since
4 weeks.
Yeah, at least a month.
It's been a while.
Opened.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But there's no other water
right
in the office right now. Like
waiting for a refill.
The body armor goes fast up in here.
Yeah, people are thirsty.
And when there's like a little bit of a delay in the deliv,
people don't know what to do.
People really they
start
really
losing
don't.
their minds.
Like me.
People have
Jack. No, I was saying earlier, Jack. We were like cleaning out this place, and we had a bunch of lemonade in here. I just put it outside to be like thrown out, and Jack is like, "Can I take that?" Like people don't know what to drink.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh man.
When you're used to, when you're used to having it, and then it's not there, it throws everyone.
We have
for
to get a
loop.
fridge in this place, though.
Throws
I've been
everybody
actually
for a
saying
loop.
that since
We
2023.
absolutely do.
What would you use it for, though?
What do you mean? What would I use
Like,
it for?
what do you have right now that you'd want to put in a fridge?
Oh my god!
I would
we could have so
store
many
drinks in there.
Oh, just like water.
I would store more than just water.
No,
I
yeah.
would store soda. I would store
Any
iced tea.
preference.
I would store maybe my lunch. If I brought lunch to work that day, I'd put it in the mini fridge.
Yeah.
There's so many. The world is our oyster. Should I throw a mini fridge on my registry real quick before Saturday?
You should.
And see if people buy it.
Me.
You buy it and you bring it in.
I just buy you a mini fridge
Just
for
to
the studio.
Just to bring it in here.
What about like a changing room curtain? Put it over here so I don't have to turn around anymore.
Did we really have to bring that up, Noah? Okay. I had a wedgie.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't want to have to walk all the way to the bathroom.
Yeah. Look, you're
and
just outnumbered in this room
Oh,
where
yeah, I
it's
don't have any
just
problem
easier.
turning
There's
around.
4 girls, there's 1 guy.
Yeah. Yep.
It happens. We've both had times where we're like, Noah, turn around.
Exactly.
Turn around.
Exactly. All right.
Turn
Next up.
around.
Next up.
Every now and then. What karaoke song are you going to sing?
Get a little bit.
Just sing something with me.
I'll sing whatever you want with you.
Should we do High School Musical?
We could totally do High School Musical.
The karaoke
Yeah.
one? The start of something.
Should we do Wicked?
Oh my God. Yeah, we should. We should do Wicked.
Yeah.
And everyone will leave
Yeah.
because they'll hear how horrendous
Yeah.
our voices are. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the topics. More topics. Demi Moore, there's a video going around where she comes over to the table of Kylie Jenner, Timothée Chalamet, and Elle Fanning. And she's talking to Elle. And they're probably, Elle and Dakota Fanning have been in this biz for quite some time. When I look at
life. They're lifers.
No, they really are. Like, Dakota and Elle Fanning,
They're salty vets.
They've when I think about their upbringing and how stable they seem to be for little
very
girls who have
impressive.
been in this industry and have probably seen some shit. I'm like, it is really impressive that those two are still normal and capable because wow,
Yeah.
they've been around for a while. And then first it was just Dakota, and first Dakota
Yep.
was like this rising star, and then all of a sudden you're on an audition.
Pastor, I think.
Yeah,
but-
you're at an audition and you find out that Dakota Fanning has a sister named Elle, and Elle's in the running for the role, and Elle gets the role.
Yep.
And that's how you find out that Dakota Fanning has a sister Elle,
But
and
it's
that the Fannings are taking
Yeah.
over the industry.
And I just feel like they've taken breaks a little bit from time to time. Like I think Dakota was working so much that she did decide to kind of take a little bit of a break, and then Elle was working a lot as well, and now they're both are, and they were both there. They both part of nominated
Wait, what was Dakota
pictures. Ripley
in? Oh.
and A Complete Unknown. They're both thriving. They brought their grandma too, which is very sweet.
That is sweet.
But yeah, Demi was.
Demi.
Yeah, don't forget it's Demi. And
Nikki did a fabulous
Yeah.
job pronouncing that correctly.
She did. And there's this video where she is talking to Elle, and it kind of looks like Kylie turns to her to say congrats, and there isn't perhaps Demi had acknowledged her briefly, and then it looked like she kind of jumped over to Timothée, and that Kylie, quote unquote, was snubbed in this interaction. I really just think that no matter which one it is, people are gonna want to enjoy seeing the worst things happen to the Kardashian Jenner clan, no matter what, because I really did not see this as a big deal at all. And if anything, if that was anybody else, this would have been spun more onto Demi of like, oh my God, how rude. Like she didn't acknowledge, but instead it's like, ha, look at Kylie Jenner getting skipped right over, sucker. Like it's like, wait, what? Why?
Right. I've also seen people being like, Demi didn't know who she was. Like bullshit.
No
Everybody
way.
fucking knows who the Kardashians are. I don't care. Everybody knows who they are. And you could sit here and say
Kylie
you
did
don't.
that whole
You're a big
Demi
fat
Moore
liar.
photo shoot.
She did. I think that Demi was just in the moment and she said
Totally.
quickly said a thanks and then she said something to Timothée. And you know what? Timothée didn't stop to introduce Demi to Kylie.
Yeah.
You know? And
She also
honestly,
could have been talking to Kylie before she moved to L, and we don't know.
that's so true. It's just a little snippet. And it's like, it could be so many different things, but you just see that little snippet. And I don't think there's any reason to holler and cheer at Demi Moore possibly snubbing Kylie Jenner. Because I don't think it happened. And I think if it did,
I think people were saying in the video, she was saying, because it was both Timothy's co-stars, it was Monica and Elle, and she was saying like, you two look so good. Like she was saying you two. Maybe that's why people were like, and Kylie was just sitting right there like, you two look so good.
Also, like, the Golden Globes is just a room of people kissing each other's asses for 4 hours long, where they're all just, like, blowing smoke of, like, oh, my God, you were so amazing in your project, and oh, my God, you were so amazing in your project. So it's like she won. She's feeling great, as she should. She, like, you're... I think that was a surprise win for her. Yeah. So she's probably just doesn't even know what she's thinking right now. But everyone, I'm sure, is congratulating her on her roles. So she's like probably congratulating them back on, oh my God, oh Demi, you were so great. Oh, you were so great. Your movie was so great. It just goes back and forth. You know, Kylie Jenner, she wasn't in a movie. She's there supporting her boyfriend. Right. It's like a congrats, whatever. It is what it is. But
it's a poo-poo fest.
Yes. One of Demi's daughters posted on her story saying, hi at everyone, but really press. Nipping this straight in the bud. We spent New Year with Elle, so connecting with her after a win was a very organic thing to do. This angel was in total shock and delight and moving throughout a warm room of well-wishers. There was no snub of any sort. I had seen... Oh, sorry, I'm reading this terribly. There was no snub of any sort. Had she seen KJ wanting to congratulate her, she would have fully given her the time and space. Literally, just give it all a break and let a gal enjoy her accomplishments. Amen.
That's all.
You know?
That's all.
Let her enjoy her win. And in the frenzy and chaos of it all, of everyone congratulating you and you're being whisked away from table to table to have everybody greet you and tell you how
Prop you
amazing
up.
this is, like you may skip over a few people accidentally,
right?
You know,
it probably, you know, you're caught up in the moment.
And by the way, no matter what, like if she's saying if they did, she's like, we spent New Year's with Elle. Okay, so this is like, no matter what, this is somebody she actually knows. You're gonna naturally talk to that person more. It's just how it works.
It's kind of like when Jean Smart got on stage and she was like, Kate, like to Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
And then to Mindy Kaling, she was just like, thank you. Like, it's because she knows Kate Hudson and doesn't know Mindy Kaling.
Like, it's not a snub. It's just like you're just acknowledging the relationships that you already have.
These moments were happening everywhere. Did you see the video where people were like, Ariana and Cynthia were walking together and Cynthia saw like an old friend of hers. So she walked over to her and Ariana just like didn't know what to do and just like started walking away. But people were like, oh, like she like was so rattled by that.
That happens all the time, and it's not a snub. It's not anything. That's just a social interaction. No matter what, like there's plenty of scenarios.
Happens all the time.
That happens all the time. You never walked into a room of people where you recognize like you see one person you know, and you're like, oh my God, and you go up to that person, but that person's with all other people that you don't know, and you gotta like. You're trying to talk to the one you know, but you got to meet all the other people.
Yeah,
like, and it's just normal,
right? And then
or you just don't go up because you don't want to talk to the other people,
right? Or a conversation ends and you awkwardly walk away, and then you're like, where do I go now? I don't know anybody else in this room. Sometimes it's just life.
That's exactly.
And it's being speculated and picked apart by everybody on the internet per usual.
I did not think that was a big deal.
No, per usual though.
The start of the new year is a perfect time to get organized, set goals, and prioritize what matters most. And for us, a top priority is our financial wellness, which feels more important than ever. Thanks to Rocket Money, goals feel achievable. They show you all of your subscriptions right in one place and help you easily cancel ones that you forgot you've been paying for. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. They automatically scan your bills to find opportunity to save. Then you can ask them to negotiate for you. They'll deal with customer service so you don't have to. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. So cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/chicks today. That's rocketmoney.com/chicks, rocketmoney.com/chicks.
Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster, this is your story because
It is.
I still don't understand
The lore of this.
the lore of the Hugh Jackman Sutton Foster thing, because I'm still stuck on the fact that I think Hugh Jackman is dating Sutton Strack.
Yeah.
And my brain won't let that go, and it's what a great Beverly Hills Housewives plotline that would be.
Right.
But it's not.
No, it's not. It's Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster. They've seen holding hands during a date night in Santa Monica. This is the first showing of PDA, which comes 2 months after it was revealed that there was some sort of secret romance going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have explained this before, but Sutton and Hugh were both the stars of Music Man on Broadway for some time. So they were co-stars together on Broadway. Hugh and his wife of many years had divorced not end of 2024, but I think around full year before that.
Mm-hmm.
The potential drama here was that Sutton had perhaps been recently separated, but nobody really knows what that whole situation was. That could have been they could have been separated and had just waited longer to fully filed for divorce. You don't know the inner workings of that, the exact timelines of when people split up. But this was such Broadway drama, because the Broadway drama, the theater drama, was that there were whispers of this relationship, but nobody really knew for sure. It hadn't reached mainstream media yet, but the behind the scenes of the Broadway squad was ooh, something's brewing here.
Mm-hmm.
And now here they are walking hand in hand. They were caught by the paparazzi.
Paparazzo.
And here they go. They look like they're having a grand time, holding hands, smiling,
look happy.
laughing.
They looked happy in the
They
pictures.
did. They certainly did. It doesn't say where exactly they were going, but a paparazzo had jumped out and took a few shots, according to an insider who saw the interaction. Yes, Hugh and his wife had split in September of 2023. So that's, it's going on a while now. But these two, it's I know people are skeptical based on the timelines and such, but I don't know what happened. All I know is I love these two together. I just think they're a fantastic couple.
If you're shipping them, I'm shipping them.
Yeah, I'm very pro.
If you're riding hard with them, I'm riding hard with them, honey.
I am. I am riding high, because Hugh just seems like a fantastic guy.
Mm-hmm.
He always has. Doesn't seem like there's a bad bone in that guy's body. He's always seemed like a sweetheart. And Sutton is lovely.
Now, do you think, because we've talked about this, where there were rumors that people thought Hugh Jackman was gay, do you think that it's really just because he was interested in another woman? He was just interested in Sutton Foster, and so people thought because he wasn't interested in his relationship that he was gay, but it's really because he was just interested in somebody else?
No, because the time, the timeline of it wouldn't have made sense. The only thing that was the rumors were was when Sutton and her husband had split, it was oh, cause she's in love with Hugh. There's been all this going on with Hugh.
So those were just rumors for just
those rumors
reason.
have been around for Hugh Jackman for a very regardless for a very long time. And there's really no,
like people just decided that they were just
people just
that
decided that was
Gotcha.
like, people just decided that was going to be the case for what they would claim a plethora of reasons. And it's probably just all very like stereotypical bad profiling reasons, you know? And even just like, I also think maybe like because his ex-wife was not, I think she was an actress when they had first met in Australia. And, you know, his career obviously like skyrocketed to being like a massive world famous movie star. And they had stayed together for so long, but the public was always kind of like mean to her for like, oh, she's just a beard and like, blah, blah. Like, it was just like really.
And they split right when their kid went to college, right?
Yeah, it was like it was around that time because it was September of 2023. So I think it was when.
So it was like, oh,
yeah, it was like
like they're gonna finally split up now.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if you are riding high for this couple, then I will ride high with you because like I said, I'm not particularly in the know of everything besides of what you told me. And if you support, then I support. That's where I land.
I know. I think it's lovely.
And they looked cute in the pictures.
They do, and all the quotes around the two of them were so sweet. It was like, this was when the rumors had first started, and I think I'd mentioned it before, but this quote was that Hugh and Sutton were 100% together and want to spend the rest of their lives together. It's like, oh, that's cute. That's very sweet.
Well, then if that's how they feel.
But yes, unfortunately, like I could be somewhat in the wrong here of supporting it as much as I do if there was, because there's always sides of there was perhaps a little her leaving her ex for Hugh, which
you're gonna turn a blind eye to.
You're leaving, like I'm,
she's in love with you.
It's Hugh Jackman. So, and it was one of her ex-husband's friends had kind of what's the right word? There was a comment left by one of his exes, one of the ex's friends, kind of alluding, that's the word I'm looking for, alluding that there was perhaps
maybe
an affair type scenario or an overlap scenario.
Right.
So, but like I said, not confirmed, and I'm gonna choose to believe that that wasn't the case. Really, but it's you really end up playing favorites, which is probably just as people do, and it is what it is.
It's very clear in this moment in what you're doing right now.
For sure.
You're like, I'm turning a blind eye because I like these two together.
Yeah, right. Meanwhile, like on the opposite side of it, people talk about Ariana Grande like and going to Ethan Slater and the things that Ethan Slater did. I'd be like,
fuck him.
Tisk, tisk, tisk,
tisk. Tisk, tisk, tisk. No good.
But meanwhile, like
which we didn't even talk
argument
about.
Of like, I'm like, well, it's Hugh Jackman. I'm like, well, Ethan Slater is Ariana Grande. So
we didn't even talk about the Ethan Slater's ex-wife, which she put out there.
She did. She did a whole,
which was sad.
A whole article,
really sad to read.
Essay.
It was an essay. That's what they
personal
call it,
essay.
essay.
Yeah. Heartbreaking
to read.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Completely.
And probably in the mix of all this wicked, promo going on, I can only imagine what she's going through and how she feels right now. So
yeah. That one part of her, like, it's just like, imagine, you have to go through the hardest part of your life and like try and move on, and then it's just
right in front of your face
all the time.
Yeah,
all the time, because not only is it one movie, it's two.
Like, not only like she's not like, oh, it's over now.
Yeah,
it's like well, nope. Giddy on up.
Yep,
because we got round 2 coming in November.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's tough. That's heartbreaking. Yeah, that was sad. That was sad to
I'll
read.
just like continue to try and rationalize it in my head of like, oh, son, they're older. It's
They've
like
been
they're
through a
past
lot.
this in their
Yeah,
lives.
they've been
you
through a
know,
lot.
like their kids are grown up.
Right. They've gone through a lot. Last topic here before we get into the popcorn or the voicemails. This Jennifer Aydin situation with Jersey Mike's. Now, listen, Jennifer Aydin.
It's also so perfect that it's Jersey Mike's. Like for a real housewife of New Jersey to decide that the hill she wants to die on is the Jersey Mike's in the Newark airport
is quite a battle. And now I feel like we've all been in situations before where whether you're at a store or you're ordering food somewhere or you're online at a coffee shop or whatever it is, and you end up in a circumstance where you feel like you're in the right and the employee's in the wrong, right? Like we've all ended up in that situation at least once in our lives. But what you do, or a normal person does, go, all right, and you just move on with your day.
Yeah.
You just take it and you just like move on with your day like a normal human being.
Take it to the group chat.
Take it to the group. Oh, I can't believe what happened at Starbucks today.
Guys, once again, so many problems could be solved if you just took it to the group chat. Just because they're the people that are there to hear you complain about something stupid like this.
And then tell you, oh my God, fuck that. That happened to me.
And then you move on.
And then you move on, and it's a little piece of your day that barely even happened. It's a little blip. And sometimes you're just in a bad mood and it happens. And honestly, the employee is probably right most of the time because it's their job and they're supposed to be doing what they're told to do. But you as the customer feel like you have a right, and it's a whole thing. But at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. You move on with your life and you don't go complaining about it on social media like Jennifer Aydin does and make yourself look like the biggest asshole known to man and look like an entitled, spoiled brat at Jersey Mike's. How are you going to end up embarrassing yourself at Jersey Mike's, Jennifer Aydin? Like the airport, at the Newark airport in Jersey Mike's, you end up embarrassing yourself.
Jersey Mike's at airports are always hectic.
They are, but
there's a line always.
And look, I did see one person comment, and I don't remember who exactly it was, but it was a woman with a verified Instagram account, and she was like, "I hate Jennifer Aydin, but like this Jersey Mike's at the Newark airport is notoriously bad." But when you are at those places, like that's when you have to remain calm and you have to have respect for the people that are working, because those places have crazy lines. It takes a while, and they're working, and give them just respect.
Yes,
common decency.
And because those employees are dealing with your bullshit all day long. They're dealing with other people's bullshit 24/7 because they're working in the airport. The airport is an extremely hectic place. People are rushing to their flights. They feel like they gotta grab a fucking hero before their flight. They gotta grab Jersey Mike's before they make their flight. They're in a rush. They're telling the employees, "Oh my God, I need my sub Mike's way before I get on my flight. I got 5 minutes to run to boarding." And these employees have to listen to your stupid problems all day long. So give them some grace because they have to listen to you while they're doing their job. They're just trying to do their job. Do they want it to be as hectic as it is? No. The employee also does not want to tell you no or make it hectic. They just want to do their jobs and get on with their day. But people kind of make it impossible because they're so fucking snooty and snobby and complain about everything. And then you have people like Jennifer Aydin filming. Like now in the world, everyone films everything. And they're like, I'm just going to film you. What if I just film you? And let me tell you, the person who ends up filming never, ever looks good.
No.
Never. The person who's on behind the camera going, I'm just going to film you, is always the one who ends up looking the worst, because you're like, why'd you have to take it there?
Yeah.
Why'd you have to take it to the internet? You're posting this. I'm a fucking celebrity.
Karen
what?
Aydin.
If I was standing in line behind Jennifer Aydin and she was doing this, I want to say I'd have some words. I'd probably just stand there and laugh at this whole ordeal and then say to the employees and be like, God, like I've had that happen where like I start siding with employees and I'm like, gosh, how are you dealing with this? Like I at the hotel the other day in London, 6 girls, I forgot about this story. I was standing in the lobby and 6 girls came in to check in to 2 rooms. There was queen beds in each room. And so the manager was like, well, you only put down 4 people, 2 people in each room. Mm-hmm. You're here with 6 people. And she was like, I'm not checking you in. Like, it's a safety protocol. Like, I can't have you all in these 2 rooms. Like, it's not allowed. And they were just fighting back and forth. Well, it's all, and the woman was like, well, you wrote down 2 each room. There are 6 of you. And she's going back and forth. And I just, after they left, I was like, I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. And she was like, oh, it's my job. Like, I do this every day. And I'm just like, but people really just think they have the right. You know what I mean? Like, they always think they have the right.
No, it is so true. And Jennifer did not look good in this whatsoever. It's early in the morning. And just by the way, like Jersey Mike's etiquette, especially at the airport, when the line is long. The line's long. You got a long time to think about your sandwich order, girl. You have your order ready to go when you get to the front. And if you are ordering 5 sandwiches, you say, hi, I'm going to need 5 sandwiches right off the bat.
Right.
You don't just start adding sandwiches, people jumping into the line saying, oh, get me this. That's where they were like, oh, then people were jumping in.
Oh, get me a tuna
Asking
sandwich.
for other sandwiches. And that's just, and then like the guy behind her was saying like, oh, you know, you're being kind of ridiculous because you kept the Jersey Mike's employee was like, if you are ordering another sandwich, you have to get in the back of the line. Like other people need to order. And he was like, I was getting kind of really, then she started filming him and he was like, oh, I'm a law professor, like blah, blah, blah. And then I don't know who it was, but there was somebody like I don't know if it was Jennifer's friend or somebody that was like, she's a celebrity. And then she was like, I am a celebrity. And I was just like, oh my God, that is worse. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was a burp.
I thought that was a sound effect.
No, that was a full burp. Full burp.
That was like mid-word.
It was. Sometimes you just keep talking, it flows out of you. Came from like a belch.
I'm gonna
It was like a sound effect.
I'm like gonna need an instant replay on that because
Celebrity. And I was just like, oh my God. That is worse. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was a burp. Oh my God, how embarrassing.
My jaw dropped.
Oh,
you gave
man.
me a fright. I was stunned.
Honestly, it's like, you know, sometimes
Do you feel free?
No, it's like sometimes when you're drinking water and then you just start talking so much.
Oh, do you feel lighter?
No. No. Now I'm just sweating from embarrassment.
I'm not even meaning to laugh that hard. I just can't stop.
Oh man, sometimes that does happen to me.
The only thing crazier
just
is
not
if you would have just
loud.
farted. Oh God. No, I'm gonna need instant replay as soon as we stop recording.
I'm not even.
Woo.
I think I'll just step out.
No, that was incredible. Wow. I don't even
I think
remember.
I'll just leave.
No, I don't even remember what you were saying.
I don't either. I don't either.
What did you have for lunch today?
Chipotle.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll
do it.
That sounded like Chipotle.
That will do it. It's not even. It isn't
Chipotle.
even food.
That's what it sounds.
I blame this old water. It's been bubbling. Oh God! Actually,
talking about Jennifer Aydin's Jersey Mike's.
In Florida, my parents like exclusively have, like, they love the sparkling waters, like the flavored sparkling waters, and Joe and I probably drink so
It's a buildup.
much of them, and one day on the beach, like Joe and I just like sat on the beach like alternating between like burping for like an hour. And he was like, he's like, I've never burped this much in my life. And I was like, I think it's because of all the sparkling water we've been drinking.
It's the soda water that built up. It just came out and it transferred.
No, but I mean, it's been days since I had any sparkling water. So that was just a pure old slip up.
Yeah, that was incredible. Wow.
Sometimes when you're just talking, you never know what'll come out.
It just is like so Jersey, like fucking Jennifer Aydin with a
Yep.
Jersey.
Yeah. Have some class, Jennifer Aydin.
Oh shit. All right, let's end there. Let's just end there.
My God.
You know?
The last thing I wanted to say was that the Jersey Mike's employees did fire back at her.
Yes.
And they were like, it was, oh, and the the biggest mistake she made was in her video. She was like, there's an 80-year-old like taking so long, like making the sandwiches. You're gonna shit on this poor 80-year-old that's working in the Jersey Mike's in the airport.
It's so
saying,
rude.
like, you're gonna like be like, oh my God, look how old they are and working and being slow. Like, you're an evil type of person to have to say that about an older person working.
Really, you should be kind of praising them. Like, wow, this person's 80 years old and they're still working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, that's just so obnoxious.
No, it's just so rude. Like, I imagine, like, hearing that and it's, like, about my grandma or my grandpa. Well, my grandmas are dead, but my grandpa, I would be really upset.
No, it would be awful.
Yeah.
And she's, like, moving so slow, getting the bread. Like, ugh.
Like, yeah.
Fuck off.
No shit, Jennifer. Why don't you get behind there and make your own sandwich then?
Yeah.
Why don't you get in the kitchen, Jennifer, and make your own sandwich?
I just at a certain point you like also film those videos and you need to give like if you find yourself in that scenario, one, look in the mirror, but also like you got to sit with it for at least an hour and then watch it back and then be like, okay, I probably look like a psychopath, probably shouldn't post that. If you are somebody with a following.
If
like
you're
that.
going to do any sort of complaining about a restaurant,
especially when you're
food
a celebrity.
Place, yeah, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
I'm a celebrity.
If you're going to do any sort of complaint about that, about any sort of anything in the food industry, you better make sure you're right before you start posting things.
Yep.
Because a lot of times people are not going to end up on your side. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times you end up sounding like the asshole.
What a bad look.
Yeah, bad luck.
I'm feeling nervous about my tummy now.
Oh no! It's
like
okay.
I don't.
You never know what's gonna happen.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
You could just come out of nowhere. You just never know at this point.
I know. I'm afraid to take another sip of water.
Yeah, don't. All right, that wraps up the topics.
Start the year strong. Planet Fitness offers high-value memberships that support any fitness journey. A judgment-free environment where you're free to get strong your way on your time, so you can feel your strongest, best self. With the best in-class equipment for a full workout, from strength training to cardio to stretching. They have brand new plate-loaded machines like hack squat and supine benches. Planet Fitness has the same high-quality, best-in-class equipment as other more expensive gyms. Their classic membership is just $15 a month. The hours, amenities, and offers vary by club. You can check out planetfitness.com or stop by your local club for more information. If you're somebody that loves to just go to the gym, hit the treadmill, the Stairmaster, maybe lift some weights, Planet Fitness has all the great equipment you need. You must be 18 years old to enroll or 13 to 17 with a parent/guardian. We're all strong on this planet. Join today in club, online, or in the free Planet Fitness app.
Welcome back to Pop Corner, where we're going to be taking your voicemails, hot takes about pop culture, whatever you really want to call in and talk about. We're here to listen and answer. So let's get into some voicemails.
Hi, Ria, Fran, and Noah. I'm Katrina, and I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Wow.
I'm ringing because I want your take on everything that's going on in Justin Bieber world right now, because I'm a huge believer, love him so much. I love Hailey. I love the Biebers. Oh, I just love him so much. But over the past couple of days, he's done the mass unfollowing. Like, he's blocked Scooter. He's blocked Ryan. And they had Drew House together, and now they no longer obviously have Drew House anymore. He's blocked Allison, who was also his manager. He's blocked Kenny, who was his bodyguard. And now he's just blocked Pooh Bear. Like, do you think this is all in relation to what's been going on in regards to, I hate to say it, Diddy? Or do you think, you know, hopefully this is like a brand new era for Justin, like with the new album coming out? But I don't know. Like, I also feel scared and like sad for him too, because these are the people who, you know, raised him in this industry. Like, I just would just love your opinion on this and what's going on, because, you know, us in the Justin Bieber world, we're all pretty shocked by it. Anyway, love you guys.
Love you too. And I think for Justin Bieber, there's probably so much he has gone through that we have no idea about. Like,
100%. The secrets that he has are probably astounding.
Right. Like
this, yeah. There's just so much more. Because when there's so much already out there publicly of things that he's gone through, that just means there's 10x more behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Right. And, to bring up the Diddy point, like for a while when Diddy's name first got brought up and he first got arrested and all these charges first started happening, there was a lot of videos that were being brought up again of Justin Bieber hanging out with Diddy in a way that it seemed like Diddy was making Justin Bieber uncomfortable. Like it was, like there was just weird things that Diddy was saying and doing to Justin in these videos that had people raise their eyebrows and go, well, what did Justin see behind the scenes? What was maybe done to him behind the scenes? Like, everyone's mind started racing, like what could have happened to Justin Bieber? And I think our minds are still there. I mean, I know for sure I feel that way. I'm like, what did Justin Bieber go through and what was done to Justin Bieber and what did Justin Bieber see? Because it has to be a lot. Like that's kind of just my opinion on it.
I agree. It is sad. Because during that era, like that prime era, these people were so intertwined in his life, his business, obviously, but the fans all saw them too. The concert, the movies, the behind the scenes, the videos, like they all seemed so close and so supportive of Justin that now if like the healthy thing for Justin is to not have these people in his lives, like that's hopefully that's good, but it is just sad that whatever had gone on and whatever has transpired since then is at the point that he is like fully separating himself from them. And I just there was always, it felt like almost, and we've seen it in his last documentary and everything, like a little bit of like a darkness that he's had to live with, and you just don't know how involved these other people were, and he just probably was not protected the way that he should have been,
Yeah, I agree with that.
And now when he's looking back at it and hopefully working through it in a way that is healthy for him, like there's just probably some boundaries that have needed to be set, and I would like to hope that it wasn't as bad as where our brains go to, especially like with the Diddy stuff and all these things, that it's not at that level, but certainly not out of the question. So
yeah, when it comes to the blocking of all the people that were like in his close proximity in life, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that has to do with Diddy or if that is a personal.
I think Scooter deactivated his entire Instagram too.
Maybe after he got the blocking, he wanted to make it seem like it wasn't so. I mean, we all know Scooter's sketch.
Or people didn't want to look it up or something, because I tried to find his Instagram, and nothing comes up.
So maybe he deactivated because he didn't want people to think that anything was happening. But it's clear something is happening.
Yeah.
And whether it's just a personal, like you said, personal boundaries that he's setting, that he wants to, put those in place and have these people not a part of his new era of life, or is there some sort of thing that these people knew and they didn't protect Justin in the way, and now he's kind of setting that tone?
Just to do like a complete 180, but also not really, because that caller was Australian, which jolted my mind. Did you finish Love Island Australia?
I got it spoiled of who won.
So I did finish it, and then have seen like the aftermath in the coming time. Bad. What a disaster of a season.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw that made it get spoiled for me.
Yeah. It also seems that they filmed it on a delay, which I did not realize.
It wasn't real time,
in real time. So I don't know if every Love Island Australia season is like that.
I think it is with Australia.
That's bullshit. That's like the whole show.
Yeah, I know, which I really didn't realize that, because then I'm like, so who's voting? When they're like, the super fans are voting. Like, who are the super fans? They just have like a select group of people that are allowed to watch.
That's a good
point.
When
it's happening, and then like the rest of the public just sees it when it airs. I don't know. So that was confusing to me. But anyway, if you haven't finished the season, I guess don't listen to this. But after they finished filming, it was just like everybody broke up. Like everybody, like, and like the way they all talk about each other now is just like so funny because they're like, yeah, just like we didn't give it a chance. Like Mercedes and M ended up winning, and Mercedes has just gone on this like reality TV villain kick that I just didn't even realize. I guess he was on F-Boy Island twice, which is like red flag.
Once is a red flag. Twice is
and
alarms.
And I think he won. I didn't even know you could win F-Boy Island, but I guess he won F-Boy Island.
Also
so it's
a red flag.
So now he's on TikTok being like, I'm a 3-peat reality TV winner. Like, I'm the GOAT. Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Lean into it.
Yeah.
And then Taylor, I guess, also had been on another reality show. It was just like all these shows that these guys had been on. And I think maybe, I don't know if Em had done something. I don't know. It was just something where like they had all acknowledged that they were on other shows, but then like it didn't get aired. Like nothing was aired about it. So just all very weird. But even the couples that you thought like actually had a connection, they were like, oh no, nair. After about like 3 days, it was like everybody broke up. I think the last time I looked was like 2 weeks ago, and Kayla and the fourth Hemsworth were still together.
That would be shocking.
And they were like the only ones.
Wow.
Which was very funny considering like they were together for like 6 days before the end.
Damn. Yeah, no, that was like that season was fireworks and that exploded too fast.
Exactly. It really was shining bright too early and had a massive collapse. And now it is very funny seeing them all talk about it because it's just like, it was a disaster.
Right. For sure.
And yeah, I mean, all of them, but the other guys too. The French guy was like, that was obviously never going to work either.
No. God. No.
And I don't know what Mimi was thinking staying with him too. After she saw the clip of him being like, it's different when men cheat than when women cheat. It was like, all right, you lost me, pal.
She should have been out of there. She should have just left the show at that point.
Really, seriously.
It would have been iconic.
So yeah, that was my little tidbit on Love Island Australia. We can do the next question.
Hi, Ray and Fran. So my hot take is that sometimes we fans give too much power to celebrities who like hit their big break. Like, I'm gonna mess up his name, Breguet.
Sean Page.
The Duke from Bridgerton, like, we gave him too much love, and then he said he was going to go and do bigger and better things, and what did he do? Like, nothing. And he still won't come back to Bridgerton. And I love Reneé Rapp, but I wish he could have stayed on Sex Life of College Girls for, like, at least another season before she went on to go pursue more of her music, because this time was, like, so big for the pop girlies that maybe in a year or two she could have hit like her really big break. So I don't know. I feel like sometimes we just get people so hyped that they're like, you know what? I don't need this show. I can do bigger and better things. And I think the timing could just wait a little bit.
I honestly love this because I feel like she's basically saying that the people we all really love, we should make sure we humble them.
Yeah, don't put them on a pedestal.
You know, we should really keep these people down to earth. Like when you see somebody having their big break, you should really be like, you know what, pal, sit down.
Yeah, like,
sit down.
Hey, let's not show them too much love.
Yeah, do your time. You're not there yet.
I do kind of understand what you're saying, though, in the sense of like, it's more really on them.
It's on them.
It's on them that they feel like, oh, okay, I'm getting all this love. Well, fuck what I'm doing now. I could really be the biggest superstar on the planet. And then it's like, okay, well, people really loved you because you were doing this thing, and now you're not doing this thing. You know, it's like,
right.
Did you need it or did you not need it? It's difficult because you're not going to stop yourself from loving somebody or being a fan of them, and you should always be nice to people that you enjoy and always give them the praise that they deserve. And if you enjoy them, you should tell them.
Yeah,
because the other side of that is very mean, and people are really mean, and that's not fun either. And I don't think people should be mean to other people like that either. But
it falls on the actors and their teams.
It's like, right, it's like if their team is telling them, hey, you're bigger than this, you got to leave, then they're probably going to listen to that, and that's really on them if they don't want to be doing it anymore. Like, if they still wanted to do it, I think they would do it, but they don't want to. Like Reneé Rapp, like she didn't want to do Sex Lives of College Girls anymore. So like you can't force someone to do something they don't want to do, regardless if they're taking off, skyrocketing or not, you know?
Yeah. Regé-Jean Page certainly could have continued to do Bridgerton, but it was like in a sense where I do, now looking back at it, I do somewhat get it, because at the end of the day, like he wasn't going to be the main character again.
Mm-hmm.
The story was going to move on, which is also still kind of tough, where it's like you couldn't find a little blip to make a 2-episode appearance with Daphne. Like it's just like, is it that much of a commitment?
Yeah. And
look at Jonathan Bailey.
Right.
The man has skyrocketed. Now he's probably a good example of what to do. You know, and he worked hard. He did Bridgerton, and when after a season of Bridgerton, he wasn't like fuck off Bridgerton. He still like has, you know, made appearances and had some in the 3rd season, and everybody loved him for that. But it's also like he was like, I loved that doing it. So it's, who are we to say really, like, especially I know with Reneé Rapp too, like she, if I remember correctly, I think she had like somewhat of a toxic relationship around when she was filming.
She said she struggled doing the show.
I think like doing the 1st season of the show, and then it was like really hard for her to go back to that environment. And
yeah, it happens.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, but it also could really work out in their favor, like Olivia Rodrigo. Like she was on High School Musical, the series.
But she did come back, right? After the 1st season?
She did.
And then...
But like slowly faded out. Like
yeah.
It was like a slow fade.
Yeah. And she's a superstar. So
yep.
It really depends.
Not everyone, like some people there are actors out there, and this is the same thing with musicians. You know, there are one-hit wonders out there. Mm-hmm. And sometimes like an actor, they have their big thing and it's just they don't catch that magic again.
No. And I think
and that's, you know, that's not on us, because whatever that one hit thing is, it was probably fantastic.
Yeah, we did love them for it.
Yeah.
Hey girlies, I've got a hot take for you. Can we leave the slick back bun in 2024? I have always hated this trend. I think your hair looks disgusting, not you two in general, but every girly. Your hair looks way better down. Stop doing that. Just put it in a ponytail if you must. But yeah, I've never been on this trend. I think it's awful, and let's leave it in 2024. Cheers.
It's just so easy to do when you don't want to wash your hair.
Yeah.
And you want to put a little hair mask in and slick it back. I will say though, now that my hair is darker, I actually don't like my hair in a slick back bun in the way that I did like when it was blonde. I liked it better in a slick back bun when it was blonde, but now I don't really love it in a slick back bun. I still do it from time to time just if I'm really lazy, but it's not my preference anymore because I think it looks different now that it's darker than it was blonde, if I'm being completely honest. But I actually think like the opposite of that. Like I think a lot of people do pull off a slick back really well. Like I'm like, I don't think it looks gross. Like I think it looks great, but I do know that people have that opinion that they hate a slick back.
And, you know, they do say it's like not great for your hair and all these things.
Yeah.
But I consider myself somewhat of like a novice of doing hair, like my own hair. I'm just like not that good at it. But a slick back is something that I can do. Mm-hmm. So I will be continuing to do it because I can manage it. And like the way my hair is and just doing like a normal ponytail, it just looks messy. Like it's like the slick back just gives it a clean look. Like I have a bunch of baby hairs and all these things that like stick out when I'm just trying to do like throwing my hair up in a ponytail that needs it to kind of have like a cleaner look. So as much as I hear you.
Yes. And see you.
I will not be retiring my slick back ponytail this year. I may not do it as much, but I still very much enjoy it because also having to wash your hair all the time is really fucking annoying.
Right. It's like, yes, I know my
like
hair
sometimes
looks better down,
yeah.
but I
totally.
It's a lot of hair to
like,
do.
It really is. And sometimes when it's like my hair gets oily very quickly. Mm-hmm. So I already am washing my hair like every other day. Like I'll try and extend it longer, but it's hard for me. So on the like if I wash my hair Friday morning and I'm going out Saturday night and my hair already like is kind of not looking great down, I'm like, I don't want to. I've just washed it yesterday. I'm not washing again. Throw it in a ponytail. Like, throw it in the slick back. It just makes life so much easier.
And you do a great one. And honestly,
Thanks.
like, it's just sometimes it's just the easy way to go. And I actually do love it on other people. I actually disagree. Like, when I see other people doing it, I'm like, oh, they look great. Like, I don't have the opinion of I don't think people look good. Yeah. But that's your opinion, and you're entitled to that.
Hi, Rhea and Fran. So my hot take has to do with reality TV, specifically on cable. So I still have cable, and I have no clue why they only play Below Deck on the Bravo channel. Like, I do not give a shit about Below Deck. Does anyone actually watch that show? I think it's so stupid.
Yes.
And why don't they play more Housewives or Summer House or something like that? So my hot take is no one gives a shit about Below Deck. Love you guys. Bye.
Listen, we don't watch Below Deck, but so many people watch Below Deck. I actually think Below Deck is one of their most popular shows.
It has like 14 different iterations of it. So.
But it's so true. You're so right. Below Deck is always on Bravo Cable. It so is. Sometimes you'll catch like a Vanderpump rerun on a Wednesday. I've noticed. That's like, or like a Beverly Hills or a Real Housewives on a Wednesday. But a lot of the times it's Below Deck. A lot of the times I've noticed that too. And I'm also like, I'm not watching this.
It is just an interesting scheduling question though. And I wonder if it's just like they can go off I wonder if they can go off streaming numbers and just see like what more people are streaming. And maybe like the Below Deck streaming numbers are lower. So they're like, let's just slap Below Deck on TV all the time so that people can watch it. Maybe they'll get hooked. But I do think Below Deck is like one of their top viewed shows.
It is. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they would be playing it on reruns as much.
I mean, hey, like that's like if you put on MTV and it's like just ridiculousness over and over and over again.
God, well, don't get me started about that.
But
like I can go on for ages about that.
The catalog of reality TV that MTV has that they could play, and marathons and reruns of things that they could play, and instead it's just ridiculousness over and over and over again. I don't really understand why that is either.
It's the worst show ever. Ridiculousness is the worst show ever.
I'm gonna Google Bravo's top.
Below Deck might be number one.
According to recent reports, the highest rated shows on Bravo are currently considered to be The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which often boasts the highest viewership across the entire Real Housewives franchise. Okay, but see, like this is like the AI answer, you know? But sometimes you can see the ratings on TV, but these are just like from their primetime charts of this week, which doesn't help either because I feel like streaming, like people watch everything on Peacock now too. Because like there's a Bravo ratings Twitter account that posts like the viewership of the new episodes that are on now.
Well, there's so many different avenues of Below Deck.
Yeah, there are.
But I would say it's a popular show, but I just don't know if we're watching it.
Yeah. It's up there. It is always mentioned, I would say for sure. As far as the highest rated shows. So can't blame them, but that's not one I've ever gotten into.
I've tried. We couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. All right, let's do one more.
Hey, Rhea and Fran, this is Alexis from Chicago. I'm calling in again with another F, Marry, Kill question. This time I would love to hear your guys' F, Marry, Kill with the following channels: Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network, based on the shows that were like on those channels when you both were growing up.
Yep.
Because I personally don't know what I would do for either of those three, because I just have such a nostalgic soft spot for multiple shows on all three of those channels. Like Nickelodeon, we got Zoe 101, iCarly, Rugrats, just so many great shows. Disney Channel, we obviously have Hannah Montana, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Wizards of Waverly Place, Sunny with a Chance, Shake It Up. Cartoon
Jonas.
Network, Fox,
Well, of
Home for
course.
Imaginary Friends, Powerpuff Girls, Code
This
Name
is an
Kids
easy
Next
one
Door.
for me.
Like, so
Very
many
easy.
great shows, so I genuinely don't know what I would do. So would love to hear what you guys think. So give us your Marry Kill for those two channels.
I would assume we have the same answer. It's couldn't even be. I don't even have to think about it. It's
Marry,
Disney, fuck Nickelodeon, kill Cartoon Network.
100%.
You gotta kill Cartoon Network.
Yeah, you have. In that circumstance, you have to kill
I
Cartoon
was
Network.
never a Cartoon Network guy.
No, I mean there were a couple shows on Cartoon Network, or like Adult Swim was like, whoa, I'm watching Adult Swim.
Yeah.
But I was always like sort of afraid of Cartoon Network sometimes.
I was too.
Afraid?
There was.
Yes,
I was.
there were,
I was
like,
just
some
like
spooky
Courage
shows.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like really bothered me as a kid.
And there were some like commercials that were kind of creepy on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Like it didn't pull you in like as like a kid, or maybe it did to other people. But
I would say there was some that I did love, like Ed, Ed and Eddie. I loved
Dexter's Laboratory,
Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls. But it was just never high enough.
It also was all about cartoons, and I never was a huge cartoon. I mean, I loved Rugrats.
Yeah.
But that was when I was younger. But
Courage the
Rugrats was
Cowardly
huge for
Dog,
me.
like really just like didn't sit well with me as a kid.
No.
And that's
Yeah, I mean, you have to be a big cartoon person to pick Cartoon Network.
yeah.
And I wanted to like feel like I could live these people's lives, in which that I felt with Disney and Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and I also feel like with Nickelodeon, like Nickelodeon gave me just the right amount of cartoons that I wanted too.
And also
because I was so much more of a SpongeBob kid.
Yeah, same. And Nickelodeon though, with those shows like even Zoe 101, iCarly, Drake and Josh, like they didn't last for very long.
No, they didn't.
Like they were like, like Sweet Life, That's So Raven, like Hannah Montana, Wizards. Those shows lasted way longer. There were so many more crossovers. There was movies. Like it was endless concerts. Like there was so much with Disney, even though Nickelodeon was great. But Disney is a clear marry there.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up the Pop Corner. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys oh so very much, and we'll talk to you on Friday.